experience with these cameras?
Well, I mean, they're both a pleasure to work with. They're small and they're high quality cameras. And then the NX100 just has this eye function lens that just adds that functionality right at your fingertips. It's a pretty cool camera to work with. It's nice.
You've shot a lot of pictures with the NX100. What types of pictures have you shot?
I didn't go as far as China with the NX100. I just stayed in my backyard. I live near Washington, D.C., so I just went around Washington, D.C. looking at the beautiful scenery there and the monuments and trying to take pictures of that.
And you've brought some of those pictures with you here today. Maybe you could just walk us through them one by one, if we can take a look at the first picture here.
Yeah.
See, now this is amazing. That is great. The falling water there, it seems like it's alive. How on earth did you get this shot?
Well, this is at Great Falls National Park near Washington, D.C., and it was after sunset, and I really wanted to have the water moving and the beautiful rocks, and so I took the NX100 and put it up on a tripod and just set the shutter speed at 1/15th of I'm sorry, not 1/15th, 4-second exposure, so you have a nice long exposure and the water running, and it turned out really nice. I like the color, I like the effect that it gave.
It really makes you want to jump right into the water there. Let's move on to the next photo. Now this is a completely different atmosphere. It looks like a Greek temple, and the contrast with the columns and the ground is just amazing. What was the benefit, would you say, of the NX100 in taking this particular photo?
Well, this is at the National Arboretum, also in Washington, D.C., and they had this, I was there early in the morning, and they had this beautiful light coming across, and they have these columns out in the field. And so I just had this idea of these vertical columns and this nice tree kind of balancing that. But with the NX100, I was able to control the exposure really easily with the eye function lens, and also the screen in the back gives you exactly what you're going to get, so you can make sure you're getting the rich color and not overexposing it. You're getting exactly what's on the back of the camera.
Well, I mean, I'm certainly surprised, I'm sure a lot of people are, that there are settings like this in the U.S. Capitol. Let's move on to the next picture. This is striking. The yellow, the blue, the colors, amazing. Was this also shot in D.C.?
Not only in D.C., but in my backyard. My son grows sunflowers, and I thought, man, I really want to take a picture of one of these sunflowers. It's such a beautiful day with the blue and the yellow, and so I actually used this lens, the 20 to 50, and just zoomed it a little bit, and took out the distracting elements, and then. I really love the color. The sensor it's got a sensor in it, a big one, and it really maintains the nice quality and the good color that you want. So I was pleased.
Yeah, it looks as if the sunflower is floating in the sky, like it's spreading its wings to fly away there. Absolutely amazing. Let's move on to the next photo now. This is the one, this is my personal favorite, because I'm no good with a camera. If I tried to take a picture of that butterfly, it would be gone, and this is so razor sharp. What's your secret? How'd you do it?
Well, I think you wouldn't have too much of a trouble at all taking this picture, because it was also in my backyard in the garden, and I was back there with the camera, and I saw these butterflies kind of landing on some of the flowers, and I just put the camera on program, and it's got a really nice fast autofocus, and shot a couple of shots before the butterfly went off, flew off, and it was tack sharp. It was great.
Absolutely, it looks like the NX100 does have an absolutely amazing autofocus speed there. Let's move on to the next shot that you brought in. This is great. I mean, it looks like you're in the middle of the current and it's about to swallow you whole and sweep you away. Weren't you scared taking this shot? Was it dangerous?
No, this is at Great Falls National Park, also down by the Potomac River, where it's rushing by. And you have to be careful getting down onto the rocks and stuff, but once you're there, you just, I got in a position and, using the eye function button, you just change the exposure value and the ISO, and then I set the shutter speed. This one I set at 1:15, so I could handhold it and still the water was rushing by. And I took the picture, and I liked how the water was still rushing and the rocks are sharp, so I was pleased.
Wow, amazing stuff. Let's check out the next photo. Here we go. This is a macro. Now, I love pictures that are expressed delicately, but my macros never turn out the way they are supposed to. How do you set your camera if you're trying to take a picture like this?
Well, this one is also at the National Arboretum. They have these beautiful plants, and so they have these cactuses with beautiful flowers. And my idea was that I really wanted it just to be focused on the tips of the flowers and have everything else kind of fall off. So I just set it on aperture priority, and then use the iFunction button to set the ISO, and then use it again to toggle to the shallowest aperture setting so that would happen. I shot the picture, and then I just was happy with how it turned out. The color's great, but it also gives that effect of just falling away. So I was happy.
Absolutely amazing shots. I mean, obviously with this camera you can create everything from an intimate moment to kind of the true vastness of Mother Nature. What would you say is your favorite aspect of the NX100?
Well, besides it just being a nice small camera to work with, it's just really nice images that it produces. It's really cool to use the iFunction lens because you just, without breaking the engagement with the subject, you're composing and you press the function button, and then everything just comes up right here, and you're able to manipulate it without breaking eye contact with with your subject, with what you want to take a picture of. So it's pretty cool.
Excellent. Now, finally, if you were going to recommend this camera to someone, what sort of person do you think would get the most out of it?
I think anybody would, be able to get a lot out of it and shoot great pictures. That and even somebody, a beginner who hasn't shot that much, hasn't taken that many pictures, to be able to pick it up and take really nice photos.
All right, Tyler Turner, thank you so much for
All right,
joining us
thank you.
today.
Thanks.